Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? This is Kevin Anglade, and you are now tuning in to the Wise Guys Podcast, brought to you by Flowered Concrete. Check it out. Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? This is your boy, Kevin Anglade.
And this is your boy, Mark Pruden.
And we are the Wise Guys Podcast, back for another week.
Yep.
Oh, man, Mark. I'm not a disclaimer. There's no warning or any label needed here, but
right.
For all of you out there listening in the Wise community, if you're wondering why Mark and I sound so clear today, it's because we're actually recording in person. All right, we are here in New York City recording live in person together, and we're not over the phone. And so you're going to you should expect a different type of caliber of energy and type of aggression or lack of aggression on today's episode, because it's always good when you're in person recording with your friends. You're able
Absolutely.
to see each other and kind of dictate, how to go about the conversation. Mark, how you doing, man? It's been a while since I've seen you up close in person. It's been about 4 months since I've seen you face to face. How you doing, though?
Doing good, man. Always trying to stay positive, man. I can't ever say doing bad, so just constantly pushing towards the goal.
Yeah. Yeah. No, likewise, man. Same here. I'm just glad to be back home. To be with family.
Absolutely.
Today's my mom's birthday. So shout out to Mama
happy
Anglade.
birthday, Mom.
Yeah. Shout out to Mama Anglade. We're going to celebrate later today. I know Sam got a cake for her, whatnot, and I got her a card. And, I can say this because there was a couple episodes ago, which was a while. It's been a month now. But a couple episodes ago, we had Gene on the show, and I kind of gave you that spiel that my mom did some things I wasn't proud of, and
right.
I haven't spoken to her since then. So today's actually going to be the first time that she's seen me or we've spoken in a while. But I'm over it at this point.
Yeah, forgive and forget.
Yeah, It is what it is. You only get one mom, one dad.
That's a fact.
So you got to cherish them.
That's a fact.
But yeah, Mark. Wow. At this point, we're 11 episodes in. We have about 14 episodes to go.
Wow,
man, this show has been a hell of a ride so far, bro.
It's been fun, man. Just learning and growing. Just having these debates and conversations is good for the mind. It's good exercise for the mind.
I agree for sure. So today's episode, for episode 11, is something a lot of us might struggle with. A lot of us out there in the Wise community might struggle with. Today's episode 11, is called Going Ghost. All right. In our prior episode, episode 10, we talked about the art of friendship, right? And why friendship is so important and why we need to value and as well as, extend our friendships and as well as, prioritize friendships when necessary and also utilize friendships to our advantage in terms of business or any other things. But today we're talking about going ghost, all right? So, Mark, there is, for the lack of a better words or terms, there's no standard segments today. This is more so just me talking with you and us just kind of just saying how we feel and just having a conversation.
Absolutely.
No structure, until we get to the word to the wise segment. But, man. So I kind of wanted to talk to you about going ghost. How do I start this off? All right, I'm gonna just get right to it, if that's okay.
Let's do it.
Because we don't really have a lot of time with this episode. Over the past year and a half or 2.5 years, I've been feeling a type of way about people who've been coming into my life and who say, "Yo, Kev, what's up, bro? I need mentorship, or I need to know how to publish a book, or blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." And a lot of people know I got Flowered Concrete and I publish other authors, whatnot. And so I do understand that there's business when it comes down to it, right? With everything. Mm-hmm. So the people that I necessarily publish, I'm not really their friends. They're just business associates. They want to publish with me. I publish their books and I kind of help them push their books out there and just kind of give them a platform in order to distribute their work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then, there have been times where people have come, into my life where they wanted to meet me to kind of help them with their publishing business on their own tip. Or, I just thought they were natural, regular friends, organic friends, or I thought we were building organic friendships. And I don't know if that's necessarily not the case. Again, we've talked about this before. I have a problem with overthinking about everything, from social media to just talking to people.
Right.
And so I have this one particular friend. I'm not going to put him on blast. I'm not going to put his name out there. But, man, this might sound like a little bit like a relationship, man, and respond however you want to respond. A couple of years ago, I met this guy at another friend's school event. He was talking to me about, doing film, pursuing film. He wanted to be a director, whatever, whatnot. And so me and this guy, we actually became really, really close because we like the same music, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. So we would often text and send each other like different songs, or he'd be like, yo, did you realize Kendrick just dropped a new song? And I'd be like, oh, cool, whatever, whatnot. And around this time, this was a time, obviously, we've talked about this before, and I'm sure this might come up on this episode or another episode down the line, where I wasn't talking to you a lot at the time. Because you were your own way, I was my own way.
Right.
And so I latched on to this brother. I latched on to him, and I was like, man, I really need like a new friend. As that as it might, be to say, but, I latched on to him, and he kind of low-key became my everything. And look, Wise community, I know like I sound really, for lack of a better term, emotional here, and like that I was depending on a guy or whatever, whatnot. But I don't know. I felt as if this guy, excuse my language, fuck it, I'm gonna go all the way. Yeah. I feel as if he was like my soulmate.
Oh,
in the sense that like we liked the same music, we liked the same type of girls at the time. We like talking about the same type of girls, and we had the same burning intellectual curiosities about how art worked and how to consume art and how to construct and create art and things of that nature. But we were and still are in two different fields. He's in film and photography, and I'm in literature and writing and poetry. And recently, as of over the past 2-3 years, I've moved out on my own, moved up to Hartford, and I thought that there were many friendships I could still stay connected with, stay and maintain that stronghold, but it hasn't happened. And I remember I had a conversation with you prior, so this isn't anything new, but I'm gonna bring it up again.
Right.
And you told me in particular, like, Kev, like, no offense to you, like, but he's doing his own thing, man. Like, you shouldn't look at it as any other way. Like, he's taking care of business. And I remember I was going back and forth with you about it, but I'll be honest with you, because I really want you to speak, and I want to get your perspective, and also want you to give the Wise community perspective. To this day, man, I'm still, even though we had that talk, and I definitely agreed with you, I'm still hurt about it. I'm still hurt. Mm-hmm. And I spoke to him a few months ago because he reached out to me and said he wanted to talk and catch up. And then so we caught up, and I told him what I was going through. I was going through a lot last year. Right. And I told him that there were certain people, I'm not going to disclose it right now, but this topic, but there were certain people who weren't there for me or who wasn't reaching out for me at the time. But he didn't know. Right. I at the end of the day, I can't really put the blame on him because of that. Mm-hmm. But since then, we haven't spoken again. And I'm kind of in a place right now where I'm furious again. I'm like, yo, like, so you just dip out and dip in when you want to? I don't know, man. What do you think about this, bro? Well,
hey, man. I don't know. When it comes to friends, I believe, in my opinion, it's all about what value do you bring to that person.
Yeah.
And two people can be getting a different type of value from each other. So one person can be friends with this person because of his connections in business. Mm-hmm. And the other person can be saying, hey, I like you as a person. You're cool to hang out with.
Yeah.
They're both getting their value. But once someone can't really extract value anymore, they may have no reason to reach out to that person.
Is that wrong, though?
No.
Why not?
That's business, man.
That's business?
I believe the reason for every friendship is to elevate.
Okay.
So if you were friends with a person and they elevated, congrats to you. You did a great job. Mm-hmm. You filled your role to that person. Mm-hmm. And now that you filled that role, they move on. It's an evolution.
That's bullshit.
To the person that is emotionally attached to that person. It's bullshit to that person. But to the other guy, it's just like, all right, cool. We're still friends, but I'm moving on to this next level.
That's crazy to me because, like, even now, like, either that person or someone else in particular, I see them, working with people in their field and they're doing their thing, whatever, whatnot. But it's just like, yo, you can't make time for me.
He made time when it was beneficial to his growth. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I want to be a, Olympic, bike rider, right?
Okay.
And everyone starts the same way. Mm-hmm. With training wheels. Yeah. Then you get a little BMX bike, and then you get a mountain bike, and then you go on to an actual racing bike when you get serious.
Right.
So once you become a professional, Are you going to go get your bike with the training wheels and say, let me just ride this baby around town? No reason for it. You know? What is it doing for you? You know how to ride. You skip that. You get on your racing bike. So I feel like, not to say someone outgrew you, but the value that they once saw is no longer valuable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I want to learn how to cook and you teach me everything you know about cooking, why am I ever calling you again? Thanks.
Wow.
Come by for dinner once a year, but that's it, you know?
But I'm gonna play devil's advocate and pose this question to you. Would you not feel more insulted if, let's say, Tommy, I'm just creating a name here.
Yeah.
Let's say Tommy
Egan.
Yeah, Tommy. Let's say Tommy was a friend of yours from way back, from the time that you guys were in elementary school.
Right.
And then now you guys are older, you're prospering, you're doing your thing. Tommy's kind of like, in this bubble. Like he's kind of in this middle ground. But then, Tommy's complaining that you don't make time for him when you're home. You don't make time for him, when the holidays are around or whatnot. Like you guys haven't seen each other, caught a movie. You guys haven't gotten a chance to hit the courts and play basketball in a while, whatnot. Doesn't Tommy have a way to feel the way he feels because you guys have invested in this friendship over 10, 15 years since you guys were kids?
I mean, sure, Tommy can feel any way he wants, but at the same time, not everyone looks at friendship the way you do. Some people see a friend as a friend and they see family as family. Maybe your problem is seeing friends as family, and you become attached to a point where it's like, we have to be friends forever. You know what I mean? Some people separate the friends and family thing. A friend can go away quickly, but family's there forever.
So let me pose this question to you. Are you saying that everyone has different ideas about what friendship is in terms of their own definition for it?
Exactly. So just like if you're with a girl and, maybe I shouldn't speak like that on there. But if you guys are having relations, you're just engaging in these relations just to enjoy the act. Mm-hmm. She is seeing it as a bonding experience. Yeah. But in reality, you may be just trying to get in and out.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I mean?
I think you made that quite clear.
Yeah, it's just like one person's thinking one thing, one person's thinking the other. They're both getting value. Right. The girl's saying, wow, this is a bonding experience. We're really cuddling and we're, blah, 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 blah. And the guy's saying, oh, that was great. Mm-hmm. Both are happy in the moment, but when it splits, who's going to be angry? The female in that situation, the woman in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what about this, if you don't mind me asking you? I don't want to say hypothetical because this is real, Again, right. I don't want to put people's names out there. But what if you see a friend or who you perceive to be a friend hanging out with someone else that you used to call a friend or used to date, and you're like, wait, he's doing business with her? Like, or he's working for her and doing this service, whatnot. He can make time for her, but he can't make time for me?
It's the value. They see value within each other. He extracted all the value he could from, let's say, you, and now he says, oh, I can learn and grow from this person in some way, or they have something that can help me. It's time to move on to that person. People move on to other friends based on the value that they provide. Like I said, I'm not going back to that chef that taught me everything he knows. Mm-hmm. What the hell is he going to tell me now? Mm-hmm. Nothing. I know everything. I'm on to the next person. Right. So, I believe you have to be strategic with friends. It's like there's no time to say, okay, we're bonding. This is great. This is beautiful. We have to be growing. Mm-hmm. And if someone grew in the matter of that friendship and moved on, you've got to accept that or be happy with that because you provided your value.
So what about, how can I say this to you? Because I want to lessen the concept of friendship, because I want people to refer back to our prior episode, which was the art of friendship, right. And I want to more so hone in and delve within the depths of ghosting, right? Right. So again, this friend or honestly, at this point, I'll give it another 6 months to a year before I redefine what it is. At this point, and I think it might be fair, it might just be an acquaintanceship. Just might be an acquaintance.
Right.
He might not be a friend. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And if that's the case, then there's nothing wrong with that. You know?
Right, yeah.
I guess my emotions just got into it because I kind of wanted to know where he stood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I want to stay on this idea and stay on this topic real quick. What if you reach out to the person constantly through text or whatever, and you're like, yo, bro, what's going on? How you been? It's been like 3-4 months since we last spoke. How's everything going? And no response. What do? Should you not take it a certain type of way as disrespect or offensive?
I mean, when the writing's on the wall, you got to just read it. Say, okay, I don't want to talk to you. I got the value that I needed, and now I have no reason to answer your message. Why am I talking to that chef that taught me everything he knows? Hey, Mark, what's up? I know everything. I don't need you anymore. Bye. I'm with the master chef now. You taught me the basics.
I don't know, man. I just think that's cold, man. Even when you think of I could just only imagine how that conversation went. If there was a conversation when if hypothetically Lonzo Ball went to the Lakers organization, was like, hey, I've been seeing on the gram rumors going around that you guys are going to trade me. Are you guys going to trade me? And they're like, absolutely not, Lonzo. We love you. We think your ceiling is high. We want to have you here long term, within the organization forever. Especially pairing you with LeBron. That was strategic. We purposely did that. He's going to help elevate you. And the next thing you know, 3-4 hours later, you're traded. And you find out on Instagram. Because a lot of players, believe it or not, are finding out through social media that they've been traded and whatnot. Next thing you know, you're calling LeBron and he's not responding. And then now you see him in real life. I'm not even making this up. Next thing you know, you see him at the Vegas Summer League, and then now you try to dap him up, and then he's dapping you up, but you can tell the dap ain't real. You're not even looking eye to eye. What do you think about that?
Like they say, that's the nature of the business. Of course I'm going to tell you what you need to hear.
You don't think Lonzo has the right to feel a certain type of way?
Well, he's got to get over it. It's true. I mean, it's just like when, you tell someone what they need to hear so they feel better or just so they don't get upset. It's like, why would somebody... No one keeps straight up honest.
Yeah.
That's just mean in this society.
Right.
You can't tell someone, hey, listen, man, you taught me everything. I don't have a reason to talk to you anymore. You can't tell someone that. You slowly disappear, and that's what people do. They just slowly disappear.
Now I want to speak on the behalf of the listeners and myself too. Is that not problematic though? Just ghosting on people? Because people feel as if as a result of that, they're not getting clarity. They're not getting a full understanding of, excuse my language, of are they fucking with me still or not? A lot of people feel this way.
It's true, but I mean, that's the thing. Some people look at a friendship as a relationship. And that's when it gets off. It gets off. You know what I mean? Some people are there just hanging out with their friends, and one friend can see it as a huge thing. And another friend can just my homie. That's it. It's just people perceive things differently. That's what I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So with the idea, or not the idea, but the actuality, if that's the case, of people perceiving things differently, is that what leads to the miscommunication and people beefing with the other person and the other person not knowing that they have beef? Or
yeah, because they're just living their life and they say, them not talking to somebody is a small thing,
right,
to them, but to that person is huge.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, the miscommunication could be a problem, but it's all business. Why are they going to communicate that? It's going to make you mad anyway.
I asked you this before off air, so I'm going to ask you this on air too, and I want to get your response. I highly doubt it's going to change, but right. I wanted to ask you. So, again, I don't want to make it seem as if people are assets or people deem value in others, but it's true. People see value in other people just depending on what they can get out of them. Yeah. So let's say now I blow up and I start screenwriting. I somehow get a connection where I start screenwriting with some of my friends' heroes in terms of who we always wanted to work with. And then now all of a sudden he starts blowing up my phone. Yo, Kev, what's good, Kev? It's been a minute, blah, blah, blah. But what do I do? How do I respond? Would I be wrong if I just ignored him?
You wouldn't. you just be delivering karma. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's not cold, though?
No. It's business. Business is based off of relationships.
Yeah.
When you feel like someone is no longer valuable, you say, okay, time to cut off that relationship. And then when you see they're valuable again, you say, man, I stopped talking to him, but I got to wiggle in there somehow. And they try. So.
And if I did grant him an opportunity to talk and hear his business idea once I got put on, I'm not wrong for that either. If I did decide to give him an opportunity.
Well, you'd be a nice guy. Too nice. Because if you're building yourself, you're building a solid framework around yourself, why would you allow that weasel to come back in after he showed you he's only using you for your resources? You are a weasel, and you're trying to weasel your way back in. And I open the door and say, come back in. You know,
yeah.
What the hell? Why would I do that?
Right.
It's all business.
I feel as if, like, people such as myself, well, let me not speak for people. Let me just speak for myself. I feel as if, me personally, I have that problem. And be real with me. Be straight up.
Right.
I feel as if I have that problem where, like, I let my emotions get the best of me in terms of, like, how I deal with people, in terms of my relationships. We talked about a specific situation earlier.
Right.
When we first, prior to us recording, off air. And as soon as people, I'm not going to lie, when this, I don't know, again, I'm still trying to determine the value or the definition, the defining of where we stand as friends or whatever, whatnot. But when I was going to work one day, back a few months back, and when this person texted me, I got so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't spoken to this guy in like 6 months. So I'm like, okay, I gotta be cool about this. I can't respond right away. I gotta make it seem as if I'm busy. Then I waited a couple hours and I was like, oh yeah, you know, I'm doing all right, man. How's everything with you? And he's like, oh, everything's cool. I feel as if it's been so long. We definitely need to catch up, Kev. And I'm like, sure, definitely. Let's make time. And then I guess he gave me a specific time and he told me he was going to pencil me into the schedule. And then when that day came and I didn't get a call, I got angry. I was like, here he is again, letting me down as usual. He's still ghosting me. And then I think later on he texted me and said, hey, sorry about that. I got kind of busy. Things got kind of hectic and whatnot at work. Can I give you a call tonight? And I was like, sure. And I stood around the phone just salivating, waiting to hear this person's voice, man.
Man.
Be honest with me, man. Like, how can I go about changing that perspective?
Put yourself first. You know, you should never hold someone on a pedestal. You know what I mean? Regardless of who they are. They should always be, you know, just right next to you on the same level, never above. You know, you can't put people above yourself. You just have to look at it as, you know, enjoy your time with the people, but don't expect people to be around forever.
Right.
Because you just never know what people's intentions are. Yeah. That's the thing. You never know people's intentions. They're not going to say, true. Hey, Kev, I used you all I could. I got to go. Yeah. For good.
Wow. You know, that's very true.
No one's going to tell you that, because if he told you that to your face, you'd be flabbergasted.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know how to respond to that.
Yeah, you're right.
So he said, I just won't say anything. Mm-hmm. And then, oh, shit, I just thought about Kev. Let me text him and say what's up. Then you give the whole generic spiel about it's been so long, you know, we've got to catch up. Everybody says that shit. Yeah. You know, you ever see, like, you know, how they say, like, in Hollywood, you know, you can be at a function, and then some guy will say, hey, man, come over to my house anytime. I've got a beachfront property, blah, blah. Show up at his house. You won't get in. It's just a term. Wow, yeah. And you're welcome to come anytime. Oh, 2 a.m., I'm knocking on your door. What the fuck are you doing here? Right. They don't mean it. You know, they don't mean come by. They're just saying, hey, this is a term of endearment. You know, just like making conversation. Yeah. There's certain things that are just making conversation. Like, hey, how's everything? I don't care how everything is, but I got to say it because that's how conversations go. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. How many times have you spoken to a friend or a former ally that you used to go to school with, whether it be high school, college, whatever, and you're like, yo, man, it's been so long. Yo, we got to catch up. But when does that moment come when you hit them up and you plan something? That doesn't usually happen.
No. Because that's just a term.
Right.
We got to catch it. That's a term.
Yeah.
When? Oh, let me get back to you. Right. You know? Like, I don't even think it's intentional regarding to them prioritizing their time. Some people are just saying to themselves, you're cool, I want to hang out with you, but when it comes to the totem pole in my life, you are at the bottom. Mm-hmm. You know, I could have so many things on my list, like take care of my mom, this and that. I really don't have the time to do it.
Right.
But you know, I would do it if I had nothing to do.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes.
And I think I'm starting to understand that it's not personal. Like, I'd rather see my mom a million times over than a lot of people in this world.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's a priority. My mom, we have a relationship. She brought me into this world.
Exactly.
You know, we have a foundation in terms of like, there's things she's bestowed upon me that has created the person you see today. Right, you know, and you just can't cut that off unless something totally unforgivable happens, you know, between you two, which severs the relationship. So,
it's an interesting thing, just managing friendships and not taking them too personally, not taking it too deeply, because at the end of the day, a friend is merely a person that you're sharing value with.
Yeah.
You know, value can be anything, whether it's communication, whether it's just someone you can talk to, strategize with. Yeah, everything's temporary.
Yeah.
Everything's temporary.
Yeah. What do you think, Wise Community? Mark and I would love to get your thoughts on this topic. So please be sure when this episode is posted online to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Yeah, man, I can go on and on about this all day, but I think to kind of, you know, in closing out, I think I've come to terms with that I just can't get mad at people. I just got to focus on me.
All the time.
Yeah. And
as long as you focus on you, you'll continue to elevate, and they'll come back anyway. And it'll be your choice to let the weasel back in the house or not.
Right.
Because if they show you they're a weasel, you don't have to let them back in. That's let them back in, you're just letting everybody use you.
That's very true. All good things come to people, to those that focus on themselves.
Always.
Yeah.
Because even with you know, friends, with, you know, if you're single looking for someone, you just focus on you.
Yeah, that's true.
They just because they see the value.
Yeah.
They see the value.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Well, we'll leave it there for now. We'll transition to our final segment, Word to the Wise. I mean, although we didn't really have segments today, expect a few more of these free-flowing conversations from Mark and I, especially when we're in person, definitely. I don't think a lot of stuff will be too structured. Because, you know, we want you guys to really get a chance to see who we are. The more we grow this podcast, and every time we're together in person, it's always going to be pretty fun and cool. You want to start off today with Word to the Wise, or should I start off?
Let's see. I could start off with Word to the Wise. Okay. I'll say...
So what would your Word to the Wise be today about ghosting and this whole topic in general?
Yeah, just focus. You know, keep your eyes on the prize. Mm-hmm. If you talk to anyone, they'll say they want to be successful. They want to have wealth, you know, for example.
Yeah.
You don't get that focusing on others. You can only get that focusing on you and what you're doing. Mm. Because, you know, friendship is cool, but if there's no value, it's worthless.
Right.
Everything has, you know, you just have to have a way to level up from that situation.
Yeah.
You know, so you just got to focus on yourself, focus on your goals. And watch what you know, put your energy towards. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, when you're putting your energy towards being angry at someone else or upset about something regarding a friend, that's energy that could be going towards something else, like your dreams, goals, stuff like that. So it's just a distraction. I think the right word was just a distraction.
Very true.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, man. For me, I'm going to play off of what you just said in terms of focus and distraction.
Yeah.
I'm going to say relax.
Yeah.
Relax. After having this conversation with you, even offline through text, I realized, like, man, I really care a lot about what other people think. And I really care so much to the point that when I'm not with that person, I don't know what's going on through their head. Like, oh, Kev's a scrub. He's washed. I don't talk to him no more. Like, yeah. I always imagine a situation where they're talking to other people about me and they're, you know, demeaning me or speaking really bad about me. And then I have to really check myself sometimes and think, like, well, if they're demeaning you, if that is happening in actuality, even though I'm sure it's not, if they're demeaning you, is that someone you'd like to call a friend anyway? Someone that demeans you and that talks bad about you if you have never truly done anything wrong to harm them?
Right.
And at the end of the day, also, there's a lack of control on what other people do and whether they want to talk to you or not. So I say that to say, like, after having that conversation with you, I realized that even though I've gotten to a pretty cool, I don't want to say great place, but a pretty cool place in my life that I acknowledge and I respect and I appreciate, I could get so much more farther and will get so much more farther in this new decade of 2020 if I continue to focus on myself.
Absolutely.
And I stop worrying about what other people think. Like, by the time I look back compared to last year and I look at 2029 as opposed to 2019, I'm hoping that'll be a different Kevin that leveled up so much that people would want to come back around again and try to get back into my life if that's the case.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's pretty much our show for today. Wise community, do you have anything else you'd like to add before we go?
Well, I'd say, yeah, like, just bouncing off of the focusing on you, sometimes looking at social media can really destroy that focus.
Yeah,
you look on your page, you're seeing people on trips and new jobs and new degrees. And that's not something you need to have pushed in front of your face all day long. I mute everyone. I don't see anything on my timeline.
Yeah.
I just see myself. Mm-hmm. Because that's what I'm focusing on.
Right.
It's just true. It's just like, I'm not going to watch you on your vacation because I don't care.
Right.
Why would I want to see someone, dancing around? I'm happy. I don't care if you're happy. Yeah. I'm worried about myself. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's your grandma's birthday. Mm-hmm. I just don't care. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I don't care how much fun you're having.
Right.
I'm trying to build something. Mm-hmm. It's not always fun when you're doing that.
Yeah.
So if I'm building and this isn't a fun activity all the time, why would I want to be watching people having fun?
Very true.
It's just distracting, man.
Very, very true indeed, man.
So mute everyone for 2020 for your psychological and emotional, just emotional, mental health. Everyone, mute everyone on Instagram. Except for the Wise Guys podcast.
Hey.
And you'll be just fine.
Yeah. That sounds really, really good, man. But yeah, that's our show for today. So ladies and gents, in the Wise community, you can check us out online, all right? Twitter, Instagram, we are at Wise Guys NYC. On the Facebook, we're The Wise Guys NYC. All right. You can find our podcast on YouTube, Stitcher Radio, Apple, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, the whole shebang, the whole works, wherever podcast can be found online. All right. And we'll be back with you all next week with another episode 12. We're not too sure exactly what the topic will be. We're debating right now between a couple of episodes, but we'll be sure to be back on to give you some more information. And hopefully, please, not only subscribe, but tell us your thoughts and comments. We would love to hear it in the comments. Email us to wiseguysnyc@gmail.com. And look, cherish this episode as much as possible and any other future Wise Guys episode where Mark and I are in New York City together actually talking, because we know obviously the sound quality improves and it's just a different type of vibe and chemistry when both him and I are in the studio together, just chopping it up and, just getting things done. So that's our show for today, guys. And as I said at the beginning of the podcast, this is your boy, Kevin Anglade.
And this is Mark Pruden.
And we are the Wise Guys Podcast. We'll see you all next week.
Don't mute the Wise Guys. Stay wise.